You ever wake up and feel like you're living the exact same week over and over and over again? Like, when is the last time something actually surprised you? This was me recently. It was February, it was cold, and I wasn't miserable. I was fine, but fine isn't exactly the vibe that I'm going for in my life. I had this idea. What if I spent a week actively expecting magical things to happen? Not to manifest a mansion or win the lottery, although wouldn't that be a fun plot twist? But more so to see if I could break out of the autopilot of my life and make it a little less predictable. Could I train my brain to notice there's more magic just by deciding it's there? So, to help my brain get the message, I recorded a pretty specific audio visualization describing my ideal week as if it was already happening and listing out all of the things I wanted to see. So, lots of synchronicities, surprise gifts, fun connections, and of course, my personal sign from the universe, a ladybug. So I recorded it instead of writing it down. I used the voice memo app in my phone. And I did this because research shows that your brain pays more attention to something when it hears you talking. So hearing your own voice triggers a response in the brain that's kind of like, hey, pay attention. This is important. So I listened to it twice a day. I listened first thing in the morning, right when I woke up, and then last thing at night, right before I went to bed, to see if feeding my brain those exact instructions would change what I noticed. And spoiler alert, it really did, but not entirely in the way I was expecting. Because here's the thing, there is actual science behind this. So you've probably heard this before. There was a huge trend a few years ago about the lucky girl syndrome. And what this all stems from is we have a filter in our brain called the reticular activating system, or RAS for short. And the RAS is really like your own personal librarian. It's deciding what you need to pay attention to and what gets ignored. So if you tell your librarian, you want to start paying attention to certain things, then those are the books that will land on your desk. And it's kind of like, have you ever decided to go to a new vacation spot and then all of a sudden you see that spot everywhere? You hear an ad for it on the radio or on Instagram. You see someone wearing a t-shirt from it. And it's like, it's not that it all of a sudden became more popular. It's just your brain has decided it's important to you. And so it's prioritizing you seeing it. So in theory, if I told my brain to start prioritizing synchronicities, lucky breaks, and ladybugs, it should start prioritizing those too. And that's where the week got really interesting. You know that feeling when you're waiting for something exciting to happen? That's how I felt every single day. I was starting my day wondering what's going to show up or what am I going to notice today. Honestly, I started feeling kind of like a synchronicity detective, piecing together different clues and seeing how it matched up to the audio visualization I was listening to see if things were actually happening and coming true. Some days it was just little things like a song lyric lining up perfectly. Tell me this is not crazy. I was on the highway and Taylor Swift's song So High School came on, literally right as I'm passing by a Travis Street exit. That's a little weird. Other times I would spot a sign with a message and the timing was right when I needed it. And I even found this calendar page that I had ripped out months ago and stuck in a random stack of papers. And when I found it again, it was for the exact day that I found it on. So a lot wasn't big stuff, but there were a few things that were pretty weirdly specific to what I put in my visualization. Like a free trip to Nashville offered up out of nowhere. I received a gift, which was a beautiful hand drawing of my cat that passed away 5 months ago. Also, a guy that I lost touch with last summer reached back out to reconnect and go on a date. And lastly, my ladybug, she showed up not once, not twice, but 3 times over the course of a week. But here's what surprised me the most, and it wasn't the things that happened. It was how different my week felt from actually paying attention. It made normal moments just feel a little bit more sparkly, like tiny winks from the universe. The week itself did not change, but I did, and that changed everything. So here's my challenge for you. What if you treated your own life like a treasure hunt just for one week? Record your own little visualization, listen to it twice a day, and see what shifts. Not to prove anything, but just to see what happens when you're paying attention. And even if nothing wild happens, life is just so much more fun when you're looking for magic. So if you do this, please come back and let me know in the comments how it went for you. And if you're into little experiments like this, be sure to subscribe. I'm always exploring how small shifts can change how life unfolds. Thanks so much for watching.